Are we live? Are we live? Hey, students, boys and girls, did you bring your notebooks today? How about a number 2 pencil? You better be ready because Professor Ludwig is about to deliver a lecture that you do not want to miss right now on DLS Stars. Let's go. This is the DLS Stars podcast on Friday, July 18th. Welcome inside the podcast studios. I'm Owen Newkirk alongside our producer today, Katya Vialba. Yeah, Kat's in town. She's here. She won't put herself on camera like John used to do.
No.
Elijah has the day off, but don't worry, he'll be back on Monday. Craig Ludwig, Sam Nessler joining me today as always. And boy, do we have a treat for you because Professor Ludwig is about to put class down. No chalkboard. Get out your tablets. Get out your little writing styluses that Sam does because Sam is very fancy. Look, he got his pencil out. What the heck is that?
Get out your 20-year-old tablet that Luds has.
Get your Trapper Keepers. Put the paper shopping bags over your book binders. That's really dating me now. Oh, man. When you had the school-issued textbooks, you had to cover. Now it's all on a Chromebook. Don't worry about it. All right, guys, we are going to get into a Luds tactical breakdown today, and it's going to be a good one. A little bit later today, I'm going to quiz Luds and Sam. Luds has no idea. I told Sam I didn't give him a heads up so he could study, but I'm going to quiz them on some interesting things we saw in the NHL. But let's get right to this. One of the things I've been sitting on for a bit was something Pete DeBoer said. We talked about it briefly after the season was over. But former Stars head coach Pete DeBoer at the end of season media availability, yes, the same one where he doubled down again on Jake Ottinger getting pulled and said, oh, no, they have a great relationship. They just haven't talked. And that's clearly a good thing. Well, he's not the Stars head coach anymore. Glenn Gulutzan is. But one thing that Pete did say stuck with me. And so I want you to listen to this conversation that he had with the media. Sam and I were there up in Frisco. This was after they had lost Game 5 and did the end of season media that Saturday. So it's 2 days after the loss to Game 5. And then we'll get into what Luds' solutions are. But here's the big thesis of today is Dallas's rush offense kind of disappeared as the playoffs went deeper. Do they need another layer? This is what Pete DeBoer had to say.
Well, I mean, I think the same things apply. You score enough to win in the first round and the second round. There's no change in the third round other than the teams are better and there's less room and there's less time and everybody's dialed in. So, I don't think there's a thing where a switch goes off in the third round. I just think you're down to the tiniest of margins. Sometimes the other team's better. Sometimes they're, a lot of times they're tighter. They're better defensively. They're getting better goaltending or they wouldn't be in the Final Four. So I think they kind of go hand in hand. And that's why a lot of those games are, 2-1, 3-2. They're tight games. So there's always things you look at. I mean, I think in general, we didn't score enough in the playoffs like we did in the regular season. I think when you talk to scouting reports from other teams on us, I think they considered us a rush team. Got a lot of offense off the rush. You heard that consistently. And the reality is in the playoffs, rush dries up. You got to find other ways. Our power play was hot. We got some offense there, but you've got to find, the other offense outside of rush. And that's the hard offense. And that's in zone, getting to the net, the kind of offense that Florida's creating a lot of and has won with. So we've got to get more of that in our game. The other thing is I think there would have been some more rush there for us had we got leads in some games. Then the other team can't just defend and not they took that away from us. When you're behind 15 out of the 18 games we played or whatever, just to start, you're chasing the game. It's a lot easier to defend rush when you've got a lead. When you're behind in a game, then you have to open it up a little bit to try and get back in, and that's where our rush, probably would have appeared a little bit more if we could have got into that situation.
Okay, so that started this all of the Stars need more, but Luds, fans couldn't hear, our viewers couldn't hear what I could. About a minute and a half in, you started groaning. Why?
Well, we should nickname him Tom Sawyer. Who sang the song Tom Sawyer? Anybody know? Yes, Rush. How many times did I hear the word rush? And they take away space and things close. Well, make your own space. You got to make your own space. The problem is when things get tighter, they went outside where they're supposed to go if you're the opponent. So what do? We play more in straight lines. Take your little panties off and put your work boots on and go to those spots. I don't mean I shouldn't have used that word spot when I said panties, but I'm just saying get in tight. Oh man,
I don't think spot was the word that I was going for there.
All right, well.
So Sam, if you can collect yourself after that.
Thanks for stopping by.
When you hear
that's our show.
When you hear that, Sam, from DeBoer, what goes through your mind?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is that what we talked about with that he was out of plans, right? He had done everything he could, and he looked like a defeated coach in that entire exit interview. But he just kind of went in circles with most of the questions during that exit interview. It was a lot of nothing changes in this final round, but then he went on to list all 5, 6, 7 things that do change. So it just kind of felt like he was lost for words and didn't have an answer. I thought it was interesting that he kind of, I don't want to say he took the blame off of him or the team, but he did sort of kind of throw it on the circumstance more so than the team. He wasn't saying we needed to do this, this is how we needed to be better. He was saying it would have happened if blank the other team got better goals. I just think that was a big part of why the whole thing happened and why he was so frustrated at the end and why he got fired is he was out of answers and he was throwing the blame or the circumstances out instead of looking at what they needed to do better internally. And I think that's what Coach Ludwig is here to do for us.
Well, here's what he didn't do. He didn't challenge his players. He didn't challenge them to get to the inside. He didn't challenge them to get to the front of the net, just like you have to challenge your players to not allow the opponent to get to the front of your goaltender, which happened.
Hey, Luds, he is right in the sense that because the Stars failed to get the lead in a lot of that series and a lot of playoff games in the run, it didn't play into their strengths. But that doesn't mean that they just stop and say, oh, well, they could have done the things you're saying and the things you're going to show us tactically in a moment to get the lead and then force the other team to open up. And that's when the rush offense becomes more dangerous and they can compound that. Well, we saw the Florida Panthers. They did what they needed to do. But in the exit meeting or interview, this is what Pete said about you can't just be the Florida Panthers.
I think every team's built differently too. Every team's built differently, and there's not one way to do things. Like, because Florida won, we can't go, okay, let's become the Florida Panthers. Like, let's go, they've got some special ingredients there, that you just can't go out and get to play that way. So, I just think we probably need to be more of a hybrid. I think we relied too much on that piece, and when it became tough because of the circumstances, behind in games, other teams taking that away, we had trouble getting to that secondary way of creating offense.
Luds, do you need some Tylenol or aspirin? There it is. That's not the first person in the chat that suggested you may have had one or two already today.
I have not. None. Zero.
Why that reaction to what Pete just said?
Well, again, that's what the 82 games are for. And hopefully that's what Glenn Gullickson was talking about having 2 or 3 different ways to approach the game. So when things, you can't just keep throwing the same thing over and over again, because for 82 games, your opponent, and then in this case, for 2 rounds, whatever it was, 13 games, Edmonton coaching staff were, figuring out exactly, if they already didn't know, they knew what Dallas's strengths were, and they took it away. And so Dallas wasn't able to make an adjustment.
Sam, when you hear him talk about hybrid offense, right, it makes me think of what Rick Bowness said when Roope Hintz was still trying to establish himself as one of the Stars' top, now, of course, clearly number one center, of if it's not on the rush, Roope's pretty ineffective, that he needs to add the in-zone element to his game, and that sort of parallels with the way the Stars played last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, you have to have multiple attacks, right? You can be a team that's amazing off the rush and score a ton of your goals off the rush, but you can't simply be that. You have to be able to adjust. You're going to play different teams in the playoffs, and teams are going to shut down either your top players or your top style of play. So if they're shutting down your rush and they're playing way back like Edmonton was, sitting on their own blue line, giving them a trap and not letting them get through, you have to be able to establish a forecheck and establish a cycle. And I mean, I go back to the line of Hintz, Pavelski, and Robertson. They did it off the rush a bunch with Roope Hintz driving the middle of the ice. But if you watch their goals, especially the ones they used to score like the first minute of games, they all came off the cycle. They were just chance after chance, dig it out of the corner, throw it back to the point. We didn't see that a whole lot this season, regular season or playoffs. And I think you just have to be able to adjust. And if you can play both, one can be your strength. But then when that gets shut off, you can lean on the other. And the Stars this year, when they weren't able to score off the rush, off transition, they looked lost. And as Ludz talked about, they would chip it in, which is good. Okay, go get the puck. But they wouldn't get it. They'd chip it in, it would get turned over, and it'd come right back at them. And that just is not a strategy that's going to work for you. And I think that establishing the hybrid where you have something that you're better at, but you also have something you can lean on when you're not getting that, is a huge part of a success in the NHL over 82 and then obviously the playoff series.
All right. This is time for us to take a quick pause, because coming up next, it's time for Professor Ludwig to show us all what we're talking about, what went wrong, and what can be done better as the Stars get ready for the 25-26 season. We're going to do that next, right here on the DLS Stars podcast.
Ludz, don't jump in here. I'm going to go.
I knew it.
Right?
I knew he was going to say it.
Oh, wait. Or maybe I'm not going to go. Am I going to talk about Vegas, or are you going to talk about game time?
You're going to do True Fan Travel first.
Okay, I'm looking at the screen. All right, let's talk about
That's
Las
on me.
Vegas. We're going to get these things down one day, I promise. We, and not we as in the three of us, we as in the DLS Dallas Cowboys team, are headed to Las Vegas with True Fan Travel for the ultimate fan experience. DLS Cowboys has taken over the Strip for an unforgettable weekend in Vegas, and you need to be there. Join us as the Cowboys take on the Las Vegas, still weird to say, Raiders on November 17th, Monday Night Football. The all-inclusive trip includes a 3-night stay at a luxury Vegas resort, game tickets, VIP parties, exclusive events with the DLS crew and fellow diehard fans, and much more. This is how Dallas does Vegas. Book now at truefantravel.com and be a diehard, because that's the best way to do it.
All right, Sam, let's talk about game time now. Look, the NHL schedule just came out. So if you don't have an idea in your head, we were talking about this the other day, on Wednesday, circle those games. Where you're going to go see Logan Stankoven come back. Maybe you're going to see Mason Marchment. Maybe you're going to travel to Seattle to see Mason Marchment. Maybe you want to go to Carolina. Maybe you want to go to Boston and see Brad Marchand play back against his old team when the Florida Panthers play the Bruins at TD Garden. Either way, you need to use Game Time to score those tickets, whether it's for the NHL, the upcoming NFL season, college sports, you name it. All the things out there, plus concerts, theater, stand-up comedy, all available with the Game Time guarantee. You can trust that they're going to be 100% authentic tickets. Fees always included, so you always see what you pay. And, of course, you can take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code DLLS for $20 off. Hey, Kat, watch this. Guys, what time is it?
Game time.
Game time.
We're working on it. Okay. Professor Ludwig, The class is here. They're awake, and they're ready for you to take us to school.
Get it up, Kat. Get the first one up there.
Kat's going to set a new record today.
All right.
Well, so here's what we're talking about as far as Pete talking about being on an off-the-rush team. And when you play against an opponent, that's not going to allow you to be an off-the-rush team. But they do it to themselves. This is Liam Bichel, I believe this is, on the wall. Has the puck. And look at the other three players in white jerseys. Well, of course their feet are not moving because we can only show you still pictures. But Bichel ultimately takes this shot with nobody going to the net because this team wants to make that pass or that extra pass to get that highlight reel goal. So here's one, goes to the net, ultimately goes into the corner. Now, comes back to the point, and this is Colin Blackwell, who is standing right on top of the faceoff circle. His legs are spread. The other player's legs are spread, and they're waiting for the shot to go to the net. And Blackwell's going to try to tip this instead of going to the net. All right? Now, if you want to go to the other end of the rink, and when you see where we talk about high danger, high traffic, get into those areas, this is just one little shot here of what Edmonton does. Now, you tell me if you look at them first two clips, did anything look like this? This is how you get to the front of the net. Ultimately, Duchesne tries to chase behind the net, and you can see, I think this is Essa in front. That was by design by that player from Edmonton to seal him to the outside. So Jake's got to get around, make a save there. Go ahead. Now, here's your man-on-man coverage. This is, and again, I know we're supposed to be talking about offense all the time, but I'm trying to show you what other teams do too. Now, just look at how much space there is from the Dallas players. You've got on the far right-hand side, I can't tell, it looks like it's a lefty up there, but he's covering that defenseman over on that side of the ice instead of being down lower where you can help out. But look at mainly where that Edmonton Oiler player is, standing right in front of Jake, standing on top of the crease. The next move is he turns and spins. Next thing you know, for a defenseman, now he's got position on you. Here comes the shot from the point. Find a way to get it through the net. And now Jake has to make some kind of a save because of that one player that's standing in front of the net. But again, if that offside winger, when the puck is on the low side, the bottom of the screen here, why he's way over there, I don't know. He might be in a lane to help or rebound, but we're so spread out. And again, that's what I mean by opening up spaces on the ice. Go ahead, Cap. This is on an entry now. And this is what happens again. It's man-on-man. You can go ahead, go to the next one, and you'll see where our Dallas Stars player on the top of the screen, he'll take his player over to the wall. On the next shot, it shows him staying over the wall. Now, all of a sudden, there's more space that's opened up because we want to just chase our guy around. Next shot, again, it ends up being, I've got my guy. And now, again, look at all the space that's being created. And look at where the two players are that have their guys. They're in no position to help with the puck carrier. What happens if that defenseman falls down? Well, they're just going to pick their man up. The right winger is still over on the far side. Go to the next one then. Here we are. There's your man-on-man. Okay, now look at all the middle in the ice. Again, what happens if something happens? Now, Dallas is usually really good on entries. It's when they get pinned in the zone for 5 seconds or so, and teams get in there and they're able to cycle where they create some more space. So here they're good, but again, you're just relying on my guy to do his job, which is okay. But I say it all the time. This kind of system it's a get out of jail free card. And it's like, well, I had my guy. I don't know. I don't even know what happened. See, look at the far side over there. Hey, go back to that one. You guys quit your laughing. So, but
no, I'm just laughing because you've said this before and it's totally right. I have my guy. It's deferring the problem to someone else.
Yeah, well, but look at the defenseman. I think it's a defenseman on the far side there. Does he even see what the hell's going on? He has no clue. I think
that's Miro, isn't it?
Yeah, it
looks like it's Miro, yeah.
Yeah, but ultimately he's going to get driven back to the net. But again, you don't even know where the problem may occur, and if something happens, that's what happened. Now Jake to the rescue. Go ahead. Here it is. Now, you see where Miro picked that guy up the first time? Where was it? Over there, someplace by the top of the circle on the far right. Now, go ahead and let it go. Now we get a little cycle, or the forward turns up. Look at where Miro is now. He's back there.
Driven.
Now what happens is because we're easy to play against in our own zone, we allow players to push us where they want us to be. Here's a shot from the point. What happens next? Now look at the traffic in front of Jake. Now go to the next one. seems to me people are going to be celebrating because that puck went in the net. There's no way it should have been in the net because he shouldn't have got pushed back. Again, I know I'm at the wrong end of the rink for what Owen's trying to do, but I'm trying to show you what other teams do. When you talk about being a off-the-rush team, it doesn't mean that you tic-tac-toe the puck in the net. Sometimes it's just blue-collar-like, and that's exactly what Edmonton did to Dallas. Now where are we?
There's the goal.
Oh, yeah, they're celebrating
the
here. Sorry. Yeah, that's the celebration.
Okay, now next
one. I was one flip ahead. Here now, when we talk about off the rush, all right, so Dallas wants to spread out, and they're going to take one forward. Right here, you can see the forward closest to the far blue line. But what happens when they spread them out and the puck carrier doesn't advance the puck? He has to stop. Now, when he stops, he can't catch up to the play or he can't get to the net. Now, this puck goes to the net, but it's just another easy little play right here. There's no danger. This isn't a dangerous shot. Well, I don't know. When you tell me, is that a dangerous?
It's not.
Oh, okay. Now, the puck is already into the corner. The goaltender probably didn't give a good rebound, but it was already in the corner, and our forward never even got there. Now, here on the breakout, same thing. Go ahead. Guys are breaking it out. Now it's coming up through the middle of the ice again. Now, when you want it, here's this guy standing in the middle of the ice. He's got no speed. There's nothing he can do. Now he just bumps it. He has no speed to participate in this. Now we're trailing, and now look at what you've done. You've given three of those forwards, or three of the players from Edmonton, to get back in, and now it's not another dangerous shot. And then there's the rebound laying right there because there's no net drive. Everybody wants to be a little bit late and get that highlight.
That's the perfect one. That's the perfect clip there, Luds. That picture of nobody anywhere near that shot is just such a repeat in the playoffs.
Go back a couple frames again, and we'll do it kind of quick. If you can go like 3 or 4 frames back, and we'll show it one more time here, Luds. Just
back the end zone, maybe
right here. So as Johnston is flat-footed, now he does the right play to bump it to Granlund, but as you said, go forward. Now Granlund's on an island here, Luds.
Yeah, Wyatt has no speed. And again, how many times do you see the Edmonton Oilers do this? They come up through the ice together. I mean, it's one thing, the whole flipper pass and all that kind of stuff will work. That's when they were sending 2 guys out in the zone. That was a little bit different. But here they're only putting 1 guy there and he's standing still. And this is the result of it. You're making a goaltender that was suspected a lot of times. You just make it easier on him. Here's another. This is a 2-on-1. So what I don't like about this is we end up getting our feet stopped and we're looking for better plays and we're looking for the passing lanes. Now go to the next one. Now we go ahead, instead of driving, I think that was Duchesne on the entry that had the puck. If he wants to drive a little bit wider, Sagan can keep catching up, but he doesn't. So that allows this second guy to get back into the play. Then Tyler gets it, and then go back 1 frame. So instead of Tyler right here, why doesn't he take this puck and look at the lane in front of him, drive to the net? But you know why? Duchesne stops his feet because he's looking for another pass back. Tyler's looking to make a pass. Now nothing happens. Puck never even gets to him because we don't drive the net and we don't go to the net without the puck either. It's always making a second or third puck, and you're just making it easy on a team that has everybody coming back into the zone. And like you said right from the beginning, well, Pete said it, they made it hard on us. Well, I don't know. They just went to where they figured you guys wouldn't be, which is in the most dangerous of the ice, and they just kept you on the outside of the rink the whole time. Now, Dallas got their chances. I shouldn't say that, but there just wasn't. Here's a point shot. Okay. Now the forward that's standing facing the shooter is just standing there. I'm not sure where he is. The player off to the left of the net, he doesn't even drive to the front of the net. This puck gets to the net. There's nobody there for a rebound. Nothing. There's no one there. Look, there's the one guy that comes in late. Now here's the one thing. Again, you have to time and score. The series, you're down 2-1, right? You're 10, 11 minutes into the game here. You still have to be aware. Like Pete said, we got to get out to a lead quick, but you got to do it smart. But now you've got 3 forwards that are below the goal line, and ultimately it leads to a rush going back the other direction, which they did not score on this. But that early in the game, they ultimately scored a little bit later. But here, go back 1 frame. So here's your man-on-man again. This defenseman is going to stay on I think it's McDavid that's got the puck. Okay, keep going now. Now, I think this is Harley. Harley wants to stay with McDavid instead of just letting him go across the top. And now you take yourself out of a spot. And it's plus the forward that just kind of took to the net. You should have him. But now here in the middle of the ice, this is Thomas Harley chasing back. So if he would have stayed in his position, the player that's in front of the net right now with Jake wouldn't be at the front of the net. he would have been able to seal him out of there. Now it just creates another chance. And it was fortunate here because all we had to do, I think this was a pass, and Jake made a real good play on this. Otherwise, it's just a little tap in at the net. But there's no reason this should even happen. Okay, so now you can go ahead and move up the ice again. Just so you can see where here the puck starts right here. I don't know who our player is. I don't know if that's Duchesne, but
it looks like Duchesne, yeah.
Side of the ice. So Duchesne wants to carry it a little bit. And if he'd have moved it right away, he can get into the play. So now what Duchesne does, now look at who's all caught up because he slows up. Now all of a sudden you let 3 players back into the zone because you want to make another little play. Ultimately, go ahead. I think this is Marchment. Now look at where our quality scoring chance is coming from. Like the 3rd row. That's where that shot's coming. And then Duchesne just ultimately gets sealed out of there. So this is Miro. All right. So Miro, we say, transports the puck with his legs, which he does. But now there's a guy that he can move the puck to on the right wing, but he doesn't. The centerman now has to start going through the middle of the ice to try to keep some speed going. And then what happens? Look at everybody's got to stop. Now what happens? Now look at all the blue jerseys back in the zone. So this is not off the rush. This is just skating the puck and trying to make it. And now we try to send a pass here in the middle of the ice. And now there's your coverage again. On the outside looking in, there's no chance you're getting anything here.
Hey, Luds, on that one, Miro's got such great ability with his legs to blow through their whole neutral zone. So if he can do that, which we know he can, you've talked about this all year of his feet, his legs can be a one-man breakout. What do they have to alter to not get stuck at the offensive blue line when he does that?
Okay, here's what you do. Go back about 4 frames where Miro had the puck at his own blue line, just across his own blue line. Keep going, keep going. Go back. Right. Okay, right here. Miro can move this puck. Well, go back 1 more frame. Actually, it's going to be 2 more frames. 1 more. 1 more.
Cat's getting a workout today.
Okay, right here. Miro can take 1 more stride, move it to that right winger, and then Miro follows up with the play. There's times for Miro to skate, yes, but look he's got 3 players ahead of him. When Miro keeps the puck, all 3 of them have to slow down and wait for him. So if he moves the puck, now go ahead. Now Miro doesn't have the puck, let's say. That right winger's got it. Go ahead. Right winger gets across up to the blue line. Now he can, because Miro can skate away from people. Now they can give it back to Miro, and he created some space. But here, he just allows everybody else in a blue jersey to come get him because he keeps the puck. Again, I don't want to say that you don't want Miro to never skate the puck, but when you can advance it, and Miro Haskins should be allowed to skate and go. So he jumped. That's how you break things down. And you lose people. You know how when Connor McDavid gets the puck and he moves it to his right winger, and then he keeps his feet going, and then they just bump it back to him? That's an oh no moment. Miro can do the same kind of thing, but ultimately, look where we are. 4 guys on the outside looking in, guy behind the net, no chance here. On a change and where you got one of your best skaters in the NHL that can a little give and go, and you get nothing out of it. Now, again, you can look at the shots up there and say they're 7-2 at this particular moment, but there's no high danger chances. They're all coming from the perimeter with nobody in front of the goaltender, and they're trying to make the extra pass all the time. They're trying to make a game 1 through game 82 kind of pass. So here's just a couple things I wrote down. So this year, at the end of the year, high danger shots for Dallas is in the bottom 1/3 of the league. Okay, they're, again, passing kind of team, right? So then medium danger shots, they're number 2 in the league. Shocker, because they shoot from the outside, the perimeter, nobody there. But here's the most important one. Percentage of goals from rebounds. They're in the bottom 1/4 of the league.
One and done, Luds.
Because they're a rush team and they have success in the play or in the regular season, they think they're going to tic-tac-toe it into the net. And when it doesn't work out that way, they don't change gears and play a little bit more direct and a little bit more blue collar.
So in about 60 seconds, what would you like to see Glenn Gulutzan do to utilize this rush team? Because you don't want to take it completely away, but add that other layer.
Well, I mean, he can just go ahead and look at the Connor McDavids and the Leon Draisaitl. Those guys, they take pucks to the net. I mean, they play the same way in their zone against Dallas as they do in the offensive zone. Take a page out of what they did against Dallas this year. You just go back and look at some of them clips where you see all the blue jerseys in front of the goaltender. I don't know how many blue jerseys or white jerseys you saw on the right side of the blue jerseys in any of those clips there. That's what it was. And again, we can say that they got through Colorado and they got through Winnipeg, but that was that was goaltending, all right? And Mikko Rantanen came out to play in the first round, and then he decided he had enough, no more sand in his sandbox. But at the end of the day, it was goaltending that got him to there. And then Jake just couldn't finish it off, or Pete decided that Jake couldn't finish it off, or whatever. That ultimately finishing himself off.
I hope you guys took notes, because Kat just set a record for the most screenshots used in one segment, and Ludz just took you to school.
It was 48.
How about that? Professor Ludwig, well done.
Good job,
Much
But
appreciated.
just to be fair to Kat, I gave Owen 14 clips. Somehow it turned into 48, so that's not on me.
We have to make sure, if we can't play the video, that you can see those rushes and progressions. One still shot wouldn't have done enough. So we teamed up to make it hard.
Why don't you guys email that stuff to Gully, would you?
You think that'll work for them? That it's stuff they wouldn't see themselves?
I'll clip it and we'll ship it to
Yeah,
him.
we'll send that clip out. Up next, let's see how much Ludz and Sam know about some pretty high-end things around the league. 50 goal scorers, rookie single season by franchise. Do they know? We'll test them next here on DLLS.
Rugged Road is dedicated to creating innovative and durable outdoor gear for adventurers who demand the best. Their products are designed with the highest quality materials and craftsmanship, ensuring they perform in the toughest conditions. Whether you're on land or water, Rugged Road gear is built to accompany you on every adventure. One of the most unique features is its ability to always float upright. Crafted to handle the toughest environments, and their coolers are built to last, ensuring that they keep up with any adventure. The coolers are guaranteed to keep up and keep their contents cool for some way 7 days. 7 days. You're weak if you need your cooler full for 7 days. Perfect for a variety of outdoor activities, from fishing and tubing.
His name is Sam Luds.
Coolers are designed to meet the needs of every outdoor or sports enthusiast. So gear up for your next adventure with Rugged Road coolers. Reliable, durable, and built to be used. Rugged Road is your ultimate outdoor companion. Head to ruggedroadoutdoors.com and use code DLLS for 10% off.
Thanks, Luds. Let's talk about Saturday Neon. When you're looking at Saturday Neon signs, you might need to wear some goggles, because those things are bright.
Safety goggles on?
Started by two college friends and buddies. I don't want to get any germs in my eyes. Saturday Neon makes officially licensed collegiate logo LED neon signs, perfect for your home, and maybe shorter sentences for the next ad read. Check out their new Essentials collection, featuring almost 50 of the biggest schools across the country and counting, for only $75. Locally, they have Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State, with more to come. Unlike traditional neon, these LED signs will not break or shatter, but give you that classic uniform glow that you know and love. LEDs last up to 100,000 hours, so you'll be enjoying your sign for years to come. Super easy to install using the provided hardware or with the 3M Commando Sam strips, as Luds likes to call them. Low voltage, so they don't get hot, and they're always safe to the touch. The perfect gift for any season, especially around the holidays. Head over to SaturdayNeon.com and use code DLLS for 10% off your favorite sign.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We have a super chat, so Kat, if you can find that bing bong, or I can just have Luds do it, but I know Kat can find it. There it is. Ken Murphy Photography with a Yuri Lettinen, Jamie Benn. How many profs do you see with a Corona? Love it, Luds. Your students were dozing off, passing notes like two pansies. Enjoy the weekend, boys. Great show. Great show. First of all, we were not passing notes. We were very, very alert. And it's just that we're reveling in Professor Ludwig, because we hear it all the time and we love it. Okay.
Listen up, Gully.
You ready for this? I wanted to test you. I found something on NHL.com or NHL Twitter last week, I think it was. And so I wanted to see how well you knew this. I'm not going to show it on the screen yet, because it'll give away the answers. They posted a graphic, most recent 50-goal scorer by franchise. Sam, do you know the Dallas Stars' most recent 50-goal scorer?
Mike Bonanno.
And do you know what year that was?
93, 94?
Very, very good. All right. I knew you would get it. Luds, which team had the most recent 50-goal scorer in the league by franchise?
Most recent?
Yeah. Did anyone score 50 goals this past season?
Matthews didn't get there. Kucherov didn't get there.
Correct.
I don't think anybody did.
There's one.
We're
just talking about that team.
He's on a team that the Stars lose to very often.
I don't know. St. Louis?
It was Leon Draisaitl. Sorry, Sam. I saw your hand up after I started saying it. So,
I picked him, by the way. I picked him, I believe, at the beginning of the year to win 2 awards.
Which was what? The Hart and the Rocket?
No, it was the Rocket and
Art Ross, maybe?
I don't remember what the other one was. It wasn't the Hart because I had it was the Hart, as a matter of fact, because I had the Hellebuck just winning one of them.
I saw Draisaitl won what did he win in the ESPYs? Like the best hockey player or something award at the ESPYs as well.
Is that right? I didn't watch it the other night.
I don't know what the exact award was. But yeah, I don't know what it was called, but I don't know how the ESPN does it. We should ask Greg.
I thought that was Ovechkin got what award did he get?
No, Ovechkin got like best male athlete or something.
Oh yeah, that could
Hellebuck.
Yeah.
Oh, found the body of it. I love it. Okay, guys. So there are actually, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 franchises that have never had a 50-goal scorer. The 3 that are easy are the Utah Mammoth, right? These are current franchises. Utah Mammoth, the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Seattle Kraken have not had a 50-goal scorer. Can you name any of the other 4 franchises that have never had a 50-goal scorer? And this is open-ended for either of you to answer.
When you say never, like in their history?
In their history, yes. Correct. There are 4 other franchises besides the 3 that I just mentioned.
Did Tage Thompson get 50? Because I want to say Buffalo.
Buffalo has,
it'd be somebody before that.
So, Luds, if you were to guess the last Buffalo Sabre, there's actually 2 in the same year. Could you guess them? Because it was not Tage Thompson.
No.
Think your last year in Minnesota. Who was the big goal scorers for the Sabres?
No, he wasn't. Not the big guy.
Squirrel.
So one of them just got named to the next class of the Hockey Hall of Fame. That didn't help Luds at all. Alexander McGillney.
I was going to say McGillney, but I didn't know if he was on the team then.
And Pat LaFontaine for the last Buffalo Sabres. Yeah. Sam, one of the franchises that has never had a 50-goal scorer is close, near, and dear to you.
Oh, Jersey.
Devils.
That's correct.
Is that right?
They've never had a 50-goal scorer, according to this graphic. So I'm assuming that it's right because the NHL put it out.
But they won Stanley Cups by being a team.
Yes, they did.
More than one, too.
A decent goalie.
So the other 3 are all teams that were expansion franchises within the last 25 years.
Well, Anaheim would have had Solane, right? So he would have. Did he ever get the 50?
He's not the most recent 50-goal scorer for the Ducks. There's actually a guy in 2010-11 who scored 50+.
Oh, God. For the Ducks?
Correct. I'll give you a hint. He also played for
Corey
Perry. Very good. All right. So the other 3 that haven't: Columbus Blue Jackets, Nashville Predators, and the Minnesota Wild have never had a 50-goal score. Interestingly enough, Luds, last Montreal Canadiens player to score 50 was in the 1989-90 season. Do you have any idea who it could have been?
It wasn't Flower because he wasn't playing then. 89-90.
You were on this team.
Was Bobby Smith there? No. Well, Smitty wasn't there. Well, I know I was on the team, but...
I wonder how many assists you had on this guy's 50+.
Luds was drinking. Luds was drinking back then. He doesn't remember.
Yeah, it was Molson, Canadian. Just remember, they sent 100 cases of Molson Golden to my wedding in Wisconsin. 100 cases. We drank 85 the first night. Let's see. God, I don't know. Chelly was there. I was there with Chelly. 89-90. I do not.
You're going to kick yourself when I tell you the answer. It was Stéphane Richer.
Oh, Riche. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
now
he can shoot.
The last couple, because we're not going to go through all of these because this is a lot.
Thank God.
And we have another category to get to. The team that has gone the longest since they had a 50-goal scorer but has had one is 1981-82. There's no way you'll get this because it's not the Carolina Hurricanes. It's the Hartford Whalers. Who scored 50 goals for Hartford, 50 or more in 81-82?
I know who it is, too. I don't know his name.
And very much in Luds' sort of modus operandi, his initials are BS.
Or what?
BS. Boy, this is a
BS? Oh, Blaine Stoughton.
There it is. Yes. Well done. All right, Sammy.
I was right there. I was right there.
Craig.
He got away with that one. Hey, Sam, I want you to give me one more, and I can name. I'm just going to pick one, and then we're going to move on to the other category. So, do you want Eastern Conference or Western Conference?
West.
Okay. And do you want Pacific Division or do you want Central?
I want this segment to end.
All right. Well, we got 4 minutes. So which one?
Pacific.
Okay. The last player to score 50 goals for the San Jose Sharks was in 2005-06. Who was it? Oh, tough one.
What? Was it Big Joe?
It was not. Luds for the steal?
I was going with the other, the swoop, big guy. No, little guy?
He scored 50, and then I don't think he ever got close again. It was Jonathan Chichu.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, Kat, go ahead and pop the graphic on for the most recent 50-goal scorer by franchise. There you go, guys. That's the first half of this. Now we're going to have to do a little bit quicker one because we have to get to our NHL News and Notes. So that is, I just think that's fascinating, and you can see some fun history there, including the Flyers haven't had a 50-goal scorer since John LeClair in 1997-98. The Canucks since Pavel Bure that same year.
Kovalchuk on the Thrashers.
Kovalchuk with the Winnipeg Jets as well. So, a.k.a. the Thrashers, right? So, yeah. So now let's go to the other one, and we'll try to do this a little quicker. Most points in a single season by a rookie in franchise history. So how about the Dallas Stars? It's actually done by a Minnesota North Star in 81-82. Most points by a rookie.
No, that wasn't Bratzy's. Yeah, that would be Bratzy's first year.
It was Neil Broden. 98 points in 81-82. How about that? Luds, Montreal Canadiens.
Guy Lafleur.
Who? Guy Lafleur is not Guy Lafleur. The point total is 71.
Mats Naslund.
Mats Naslund did it in 82-83, and another guy did it in 85-86.
Just any guy or a rookie?
It was a rookie with the Canadiens in 85-86. Had 71 points as a rookie in one season. And you would have played with him.
It wasn't Pepe, was it? Was it Lemieux? No, because he wasn't a rookie then. I don't know.
Shell Dahlin.
Oh, Shell Dahlin. Yeah.
Who was a better rookie when you were? You weren't there for Mats Naslund, but was Dahlin a pretty heck of a rookie? You were 82-83?
Yeah.
I thought you were still in North Dakota in 82.
Nope. That would be in 80, 81, 82.
Okay.
So I was gone. 79, 80, 80, 81, 81, 82. So 82, 83. That's why I thought Matt, we were rookies together.
Carbo, nice.
Matt, yeah.
I thought you were 1 year later, so I got that one wrong. Okay. Let's see. Any really fun ones? All right, Sam, I'll just give you yours because we have to move on. Scott Gomez, 70 in what year for the New Jersey Devils?
Oh man, this was near their cup. I don't think it was the Cup year. Was it the Cup year? Was it
Which
2000?
would be 99, 2000.
99,
Bravo.
2000.
Very well done.
I didn't know if he was a rookie or if that was his second year.
So we could do another 5-10 minutes of this. I think Luddy might take that number 2 pencil and shove it in his ear. So here's the list that they tweeted out. Most
Do you ever look at someone
points
and wonder what is going on inside their head?
most points in a single season by a rookie by franchise. And it's just a fun look down memory lane, whether you go back to Sylvain Turgeon of the Hartford Whalers, or you go look at Trevor Zegras with the Anaheim Ducks.
Wow, Zegras? That's hilarious.
The Danny Heatley Atlanta Thrashers, all that's really fun.
Nieuwendyk, Turgeon.
They actually don't have Teemu Solani with the original Winnipeg Jets because those stats are currently in purgatory, right? Because they went to the Coyotes and they didn't translate to the Utah Mammoth.
I like that Josh Doan just gets it. It's 19.
I know. So Solani had the record, right? The most ever by a rookie, I believe. But it's not on there. So go figure. So Joey Juneau, Sidney Crosby, the most on this particular list, except for Peter Stastny with the Quebec Nordiques. How about that?
Mark Pavlich, another USA 1980 guy.
Love it. All right, guys, up next, some NHL news and notes. There was a trade that happened yesterday. Let's talk about it next here on DLLS. All right, let's talk about being a diehard first. Sam is gone already, and yes, he still looks like he's being kidnapped. There's a new collection here at DLS. It's called the Dallas Collection. New merchandise available for your purchase, or sign up to be a diehard. You could pick this as your free t-shirt for the first year of your annual subscription. I don't know if you were watching yesterday, but I was wearing the Nolan Ryan, Robin Ventura fighting shirt. Kat was too, because we are synced up lockstep. Same birthday. We had the same t-shirt on the same day. First time wearing it. It looks great. So you can get one of the new Dallas Collection shirts. You can sign up with that QR code right below Lud's there. And what does that do? Well, that gives you access to the top level of DLS. Not only can you read all the articles that Sam and Sean write, that the writers for the Mavs, Cowboys, and Rangers put on, you also get ad-free viewing on the site, whether it's on your phone or on your laptop. And you get a discount on merchandise and events. So if you like the merch that you saw or some of the other stuff that we debuted right around or during the playoffs, we're talking about the Finnish Mafia one. Oh, she was ready for that. Look at this. Cooper Flagg just got captured and is now a Dallas Maverick. You can either use that for your free shirt or you can purchase it. Tons of other ones. Wyatt's shirt, the Mikko Moose, the Mikko finisher, the Jamie Benn captain shirt, the Otter shirt is great. All sorts of phenomenal DLS shirts. You can even go with one of the standard ones, like this one here, the DLS State of Texas one. All of those are available. So you go to sign up at alldls.com. Use that QR code. Help support us. Help support everything that we do. And by the way, sign up for that newsletter. It's absolutely free. You do not have to be a diehard to sign up for the newsletter. But if you are a diehard, you can go to the Discord, the diehard only Discord server. We always go in there to get questions like we did. Sam asked a diehard question to Greg Wyshynski yesterday.
Welcome back, Sam.
We will have Toby Peterson on next week, the new head coach of the Texas Stars. We'll take some diehard questions for him there. Another perk of being a diehard. All right, Luds, let's get your attention back. Let's get Sam back in the frame because no more trivia questions. There was a trade that happened yesterday. Toronto Maple Leafs acquired Dakota Joshua from the Vancouver Canucks. A 4th-round pick went the other way. And I wanted to get both of your guys' thoughts. So, Luds, we'll start with you. What do you think about Dakota Joshua as a player and the fact that Toronto was able to get him for what seems like a pretty inexpensive cost?
What I recall from him coming into the league, there was a big upside, skill, and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think he's lived up to it. I think he's got 10, 15 goals, maybe a year or so. I think maybe playing with in Toronto there, depending on who he plays with, maybe you'll get a little bit of that out of him. But for me, it's just been. I remember him coming out and a lot of talk about him. I think there was more hype, and I don't think he's been able to live up to the hype, I guess what I'm trying to say.
Sam, do you think that there's a sort of a slightly more skilled player replacement Toronto's bringing Joshua as they traded Ryan Reeves to San Jose recently?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Is they got rid of a true fourth line guy, and now they have someone who can, as Lud said, he has the skill. I mean, he scored 18 one year with Vancouver. He hasn't played really a lot of full seasons. I think he played like 15, 20, 30 games in his first couple of years in St. Louis. Played, I think, 60 something in his first year, where he did score 11, I think 18. So he showed that he can do a little more. It's going to be interesting, as Lud said. He could be that guy that we're talking about, the Sam Steele type that jumps up on a line with a skilled player there in Toronto and puts in 20 goals and gives them a little more of that two-way hockey. So I think it's a good move for them. It's clearly an upgrade from Ryan Reeves in terms of what they're looking for. Reeves is kind of on his way out of the league here with his type of role. So I think it's a good trade for them to, if worst case, you get a pretty responsible guy who can win a couple faceoffs. Best case, you get a guy who puts in 15, 20 on a second or third line.
Let's look at the other news from yesterday, and it was surrounding the Anaheim Ducks. They have a ton of cap space with your buddy Pat Verbeek at the helm, Luds. They want to make the playoffs this year. They just traded John Gibson away. Yep, right? They traded him to Detroit. Oh, did you? Oh, my God, you are so on top of it today.
It was quick.
I didn't even hear it.
It was quick.
It was very quick.
Yeah, going. But
There.
and see?
It's nice. And they just extended Lucas Dostal a 5-year deal, $6.5 million a year. And clearly, with the fact that they already got rid of Gibson and they re-upped Dostal, he is their present and their future, isn't he?
Yes.
Perfect.
I was too busy quacking. I don't remember what I told you.
Sam, you're our goalie guy with Sean out today. What do you think?
Yeah, he's their guy. Obviously, Gibson, we
That's
talked a ton about when that trade happened. But I think the key for them is they brought in Mrazek. They have Husso, I think, in there as well. So they have an interesting depth of goalies, but it seems to me that they are leaning on Dostal to take over and kind of take the reins. But that was important for them to get Mrazek, was to have the option there, where I don't think they're going to put Dostal and have him play 60 games here this year. So it'll be interesting to see how much he's able to take that, and if he's able to say, this is my team now going forward. Because he's put up some pretty good numbers for a team that allows a lot of shots and chances against. And he didn't get a ton of time because of Gibson playing as many games as he did when he was healthy. So I'm interested to see. He could be a very, very big star in this league as a goalie, as long as that team can defend a little bit better.
You know what? You talk about Gibson too, and they're talking about him in Detroit and all this kind of stuff, and he's going to be the guy. And getting hurt because he had so many shots again. Detroit is worse than Anaheim is as far as giving up shots.
Yes.
It's a shooting gallery. So look for Gibby to be on the shelf by game 17 or so.
Hey, Luds, Pat Verbeek signed Dostal to the extension, but he also brought in Peter Mrazek at 4, and he has cap hit of 4.25. Now, cap space isn't a problem for the Ducks right now, but then he also signed Ville Husso to a 2-year, $2.2 million per year deal. They have 3 NHL goalies all making millions, and you just wonder, is he just making sure that he's got plenty of depth behind their 25-year-old that's going to lead the charge?
No, I would say he might do that, but I think also it's a trade piece for him. You know, depending on how that team does, and you can package up one of those guys. I think Ville Husso really come out of the chute, right? When he got traded, he was a good goalie, and again, it's not easy playing in Detroit land. So, but I just think that when you have cap space like that, which most teams don't, it's a way for these guys. And I think that Anaheim, and I think Beaker looks at it, they give it a team that's on the up and coming right now. And so they expect a team like that to be a playoff team. And if you can, maybe you're a little bit better than a playoff team. And if you've got one of those goaltenders at some point in the first 40, 50 games that you look around the league and you find another piece that you can add that can, give you a little more punch. To me, that's the only reason you bring in 3 of those guys right now.
Yeah, Lud's point on the trade is perfect because I was thinking as soon as you started reading those and I looked at the depth they have, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe more Mrazek, but I wouldn't be surprised to see one of those veteran guys playing for the Oil in the spring here. That's a Mrazek is the
Interesting.
perfect type of guy they could trade for to upgrade their goalies in the halfway through the year.
Before we get to our next topic, I just want Kat to bring up Stanky Lanky's comment from the chat, because the comment is, Pavs doesn't need to bring a duck call when he hunts, just bring Luds.
Lud's is pretty good at it.
We practice on that stuff around here quite a bit.
Luds, I want you to talk about Jumbo for a second. Joe Thornton joins the San Jose Sharks in an official post-playing capacity, player development coach and hockey operations advisor. This seems like a no-brainer for a guy that's staying out there.
Yeah, I think his personality, just the way he's been his whole career, everything that you hear about him as a teammate, I think it's the perfect kind of guy to kind of bring in some young kids, and especially some kids that they're, on the positive with, looking at the future and things like that. And to be able to talk to a guy that's been in the league over 20 years and everything that he's gone through, and it could be a first round pick or a second round pick, everything that he's had to go through. And you know what? It's the same but different that we talked about, like with the Jordy Ben, being down in Cedar Park, all the things that he's lived through from that standpoint, dealing with the players that get sent back and down and hang around too long, and be able to talk them through those kind of circumstances. I would say the same thing with Joe, and he's just an outgoing guy, and he's not that grumpy guy walking around, right?
No,
he's had a lot of things going on, whether he's got his shirt on or not, but he's you know what I'm saying? Like, he just seems like a good time Charlie.
Yeah.
But probably, and you watch him play, you can see where he gets heated at times, where he wants to win, and you can see all that. So I think he's a great guy to add to that organization.
And they're not the same person, but doesn't that sort of feel like why Jim Nill has got an open invitation, Sam, for Joe Pavelski?
That's what I was just about to ask.
Man,
it feels
we're
like
on
the
it today.
exact type of role. We got it. Feels like the exact type of role that Joe would want to do, right?
Who are you talking about?
Joe Pavelski.
Okay. I must have missed
pass again.
Yeah, it feels like that. I mean, the roles are so different. Some of them are meaningless, right? You just put some sort of label on it, but it just means they're around the team. They're there to help players in certain capacities, whether they're on the ice, whether they're down at Cedar Park or moving up and down. It just feels like these type of players like Jumbo and like Pavs bring so much more than just the on ice stuff. And that is huge for Lud's made it say the perfect, not just all the experience, all the leadership, the winning, everything for Thornton, but he's going to make it fun as hell to be on that rink. And it's not a lot of fun to be on a team that wins 20 games a year. So I think it's an easy slam dunk for them, just like it will be when Joe finally makes his way back to Big D.
Sam, before we sign off today, I'll leave it up to you how much you would like to share your personal life, because you're not going to be on the show Monday or Tuesday next week. Do you want to tell the viewers why?
Sure. I am finally, after a year plus, moving Katie down to Dallas to move in with me and live down in Dallas, so that we are no longer on Zoom dates every night. And for the better chance, I'm hoping their parents aren't hearing me. Sorry if you hear me, but hopefully that limits our travel to New Jersey as much as possible, so that I can decrease the trips back east. But I'm very excited to have her there, bring her to the Christmas party, and have her come to some games, so I'm no longer hiding in my dungeon by myself in my apartment.
There you go, Luds. No more long-term, long distance. I didn't mean long-term. I definitely meant long distance.
Hopefully long-term.
It'll be nice though when Sam is sick. At least there'll be some decorations in his bedroom or hospital bed or whatever. There'll be some.
Put a sticker or two on the bubble.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, fellas, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Next week, Sean will be here on Monday with me and Luds. Tuesday, we're going to interview Texas Stars new head coach Toby Peterson. And then, barring any major setbacks or illnesses or other freak accidents, knock on wood, Sam will be in studio again with me on Wednesday. So that should be a lot of fun. If you haven't had a chance already, go back and watch the tactical breakdown from Professor Ludwig. It is fantastic, and we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Big thank you to our producer today, Katya Vialba, for all the buttons, all the graphics, all the production today. She was on her game. For Craig Ludwig, Sam Nessler, I'm Owen Newkirk. And quack, quack. Have a great weekend.
We all silly like the mayor.